Today, we're recapping last night's presidential debate, the release of the newest iPhone and other Apple tech, police footage of Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill's detainment, and other top news for Wednesday, September 11th. Stay informed while remaining focused on Christ with the pour over today. Here's the quote of the day. You can do more than pray after you have prayed, but you can never do more than pray until you have prayed. A.J. Gordon. Let's get started with some espresso shots. Former President Trump and Vice President Harris talked in person for the first time ever last night, and a vibrant friendship seems unlikely. Trump worked to pin Harris to President Biden's policies, blaming her for high inflation and issues at the U.S.-Mexico border. He also criticized her as a flip-flopper who abandoned progressive policies in order to win votes. For example, a ban on fracking, EV mandates, and decriminalized border crossings. Harris accused Trump of lying and running the same stale playbook that helps himself and wealthy friends, not the American people. Her campaign hopes the night also showed Harris, 59, as the young, more mentally fit candidate compared to Trump, 78. Pre-debate polls show a very tight race, with 30% of voters saying the debate itself might impact their choice in November. Here's a verse to consider when you're tempted to argue your point until your conversation partner admits bitter defeat. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. If anyone thinks he knows anything, he does not yet know it as he ought to know it. But if anyone loves God, he is known by him. 1 Corinthians 8, 1-3. Apple celebrated the iPhone Sweet 16 Monday. The tech giant announced the new iPhone 16 and 16 Plus and 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max, hoping iUsers will finally take the bait to trade in their iPhone 5s. The new iOS 18, available for iPhone 15 Pros and up, features a camera with visual intelligence. Just aim the camera at a restaurant and Siri will serve reviews, the menu, and reservation tips. Siri can also pull info from your text messages, but in a helpful, not creepy way, to remind me which movie Kathleen said to watch, or send grandma pics from the zoo Saturday. Apple still believes an accessory a day keeps the doctor away. Its new, slightly slimmer watch can detect sleep apnea, and the new AirPods Pro 2 can act as over-the-counter hearing aids. Our ultimate purpose is to glorify God, the creator of the universe, great innovator, and inventor of everything. However you engage with your upgraded or not phone, remember to use technology to point others to eternal hope in Him. Colossians 1, 15 and 16 says, He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For everything was created by Him, in heaven and on earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through Him and for Him. Police have released a 100-plus minute body cam compilation from Tyreek Hill's detainment. Footage shows a rapid escalation between police and the Dolphins receiver, who was pulled over for reportedly driving 60 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone outside Hard Rock Stadium before Sunday's game. Hill gave officers his license and rolled his window up. He was told to keep the window down, then was pulled out of the car. 2 teammates stopped after seeing Hill, and one of them was briefly handcuffed. The Miami Dolphins are defending Hill, accusing the police of using unnecessary force and hostility. Hill's lawyers said they're exploring all legal remedies. The police union defended the officers, saying Hill wasn't immediately cooperative and was handcuffed for immediate safety. One officer was placed on administrative leave, and Miami-Dade has promised a thorough, objective investigation. Culturally hot topics frequently make people think, speak, and act poorly, including us. We can respect others and represent God better if we are quick to listen and slow to speak. James 1, 19 and 20 says, My dear brothers and sisters, understand this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger, for human anger does not accomplish God's righteousness.
Hey, it's Kathleen with the Pour Over. I'm really trying to avoid the mid-afternoon slump lately. I recently read an article by Element founder Rob Wolf on the best way to caffeinate. One of his suggestions was to wait for an hour after waking up. I know, but I have been trying it. Instead of coffee first thing, I drink Element to give me a replenishing boost after my dehydrating slumber. My current favorite is raspberry salt, and I'm actually noticing a difference. I feel confident with Element's science-backed electrolyte ratio and zero sugar formula added to my daily routine. Join my experiment. TPO readers get 8 single-serve packs free with any purchase, and make sure to try Element Sparkling, 16 ounces of sparkling, refreshing electrolyte water. Check out the Element link in our show notes.
In other brews, here's a rapid round of updates. The voice of Darth Vader and Mufasa has gone silent. Legendary actor James Earl Jones, 93, died surrounded by family on Monday. Known for his versatility on screen and on stage, the thespian overcame a severe childhood stutter to win 2 Emmys, a Grammy, 3 Tony Awards, and an honorary Oscar, earning an exclusive spot in the club EGOT. An overnight Israeli airstrike in Gaza killed at least 19 and wounded over 60, according to Gazan officials. The strike hit an Israeli-designated humanitarian zone, housing tens of thousands of displaced Palestinians. Israel said a Hamas command and control center was embedded in the camp, and they used precise munitions to target October 7th militants. SpaceX and billionaire Jared Isaacman are teaming up again in the first private leap for mankind. Well, at least the first non-NASA spacewalk. The first mission of the Polaris program, a series of 3 private spaceflights, launched yesterday, sending Isaacman and 3 crew members farther into orbit than anyone's been since NASA's Apollo program to examine the effects of space on the human body. The Princess of Wales has finished chemotherapy. In a family-focused video released Monday, Princess Catherine gave a health update and described the last 9 months of cancer treatment as incredibly tough. She says her next few months will focus on staying cancer-free, even as she returns to a light schedule of public engagements. 36 years later, Michael Keaton is still the ghost with the most. Beetlejuice earned $110 million during its opening weekend, the second largest September movie debut ever. It follows the 1988 hit Beetlejuice about a ghost who helps a recently deceased couple haunt the new inhabitants of their former home, which spawned a popular cartoon and a still touring Tony-nominated Broadway musical. That's all we have for today. Thanks so much for listening. If you're listening on the Apple Podcasts app, give us a 5-star rating and drop a review. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow and hit the notification bell to never miss a new episode. We appreciate your support and hope you have a great day. We'll see you on Friday.
If you're looking for exceptional stories, you're looking for the Nothing Left Unsaid podcast with former NFL player, TV personality, and a #1 New York Times bestseller, Tim Green. 8 years ago, Tim was fatally diagnosed with ALS. Despite losing the use of his vocal cords, Tim is harnessing the power of AI to interview intriguing guests like Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL. While not all guests are explicitly Christian, Tim's strong Christian values guide every thoughtful and inspiring discussion. Tune in to the Nothing Left Unsaid podcast every Wednesday. Just search for Nothing Left Unsaid on your favorite podcast app.